So, what do you think then is some of the obstacles that people face when they're looking to identify how trauma impacts their life?
Right. So, oh, that can vary, but sometimes is the ones that I have seen show up are there is a resistance to even identify or want to contribute that someone's not in control of their behaviors, that something else is, like someone from the past or some trauma is. And so they don't want to um, identify that they're not in control of it when a lot of times they're not. The behavior, the action, their reactions are based on other people or other traumas. Um, the second one um, is, going through trauma therapy, you stir a lot of things up. It takes a lot of time. It takes, sometimes we see things that we didn't want to see, and we have to put in a lot of work. Working through trauma takes a lot of work. Um, and sometimes it's time and money also, right? Like, yeah, it takes effort. And sometimes people don't, they're not in a position or they're not ready to take on that kind of commitment.
I remember a time where I had to address my trauma, and it wasn't necessarily that I was ready to address it, it was ready
Mhm.
to be addressed.
Yes, it came to
Right?
you. It had to be
It came to
addressed.
me. Yeah, it
Yeah,
had to be addressed, right? And
right.
sometimes when I look at like addiction, whereas at that rock bottom, they're like, okay, now you essentially have to do something, right? And I wonder
Yes.
sometimes, I want to get your perspective, is trauma like that a little bit where for some people, for many people, maybe that when they're addressing it, it's because they can't fall any further into it.
Yeah, so sometimes that is true, and other times they can come in because say it's like a marital issue or there's some conflict going on at work or with a family member or something like that, right? Or they're just not happy. And then I can actually, excuse me, then connect for them the trauma pieces that are coming into play with that. So it may not necessarily be that they obviously there's this subgroup where yeah, there's a crashing, you have no way but to address it. And then other times it's showing up in other ways that they don't recognize that that's kind of their crashing moment or their shifting moment.
Can that be scary for some people to come face to face with their own trauma and how they're going to maybe overcome it when they can't run away from it anymore?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And if, like you said, with the addiction piece, is once you start recognizing the negative impacts it keeps having, um, everybody has a choice. Either we're going to make the change or we're going to keep living the way that they're living. And some people will keep choosing to do it the hard way, right? But this other way is the better way, and that is to work through it, learn new skills, learn what we're not in control of in regards to our behaviors and reactions because we're in trauma responses. But it does it does take work. I mean, and like I said, sometimes people just aren't ready or they don't feel that they have the capacity to do it at that time.